Black mass, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer. Black mass, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
I woke up, then I logged in to that UrbanX where they be flexing with that blog in. Put it down, cause my little homie called in. Had to bail him out, he in trouble with the law again. Black skin can't win in the white world. Seen a brother kill his own kid for that white girl. We ain't wanna go to school, but we had to. Every February it was scary in them classrooms. Shimmy y'all, shimmy yay. Old dirty bastards can't own dirty slaves, so they own dirty masters. Black Dot found a pot as a youngin', broke it down for his son, and now he serve it to the masses.
Black mass, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
Urban excellence, a product of my residence. From 4 to 44, Obama was the president. I told mama I ain't tryna go to church. I'm like Adam, every Adam is a product of the dirt. And I've been reaping what he sowed. I got the product, got the dirt. And I can teach you what I know, but then you gotta put in work. You in trouble if you waiting on the government. I told my bro I make it out the hood, and that's a covenant.
Peace, Urban X Nation.
We are back in the building with you guys. And then he didn't press record on the podcast like he never does.
Peace, we are here in the nation with you. Stop talking about me. I'm getting old. Maybe I'm a little senile or something.
I'm just saying.
Let me ask you real quick. Are you gonna change my Pampers when?
No, oh no. Mm-mm.
Wait, hold up.
Listen, we're gonna pay some really nice white people to do that.
Hold up. I changed your Pampers. This is the circle of life. All right?
We're gonna pay some really nice white people to do that.
Malcom, get your ass in here.
Stop screaming in these people's ears, man.
Get your ass in here.
You know what
Change
I'm saying?
my pamper.
Isaiah Bryant, thanks for the donation early. Thanks for the people who are here early on time.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We on time-ish.
Yeah, we on time-ish. You know how we do.
Yeah.
You know how we do.
You know what I'm saying? So peace to the people. Thank you guys for joining us another week. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Everything is copacetic. That's an old school word.
I know what that means.
Oh, you know what that means?
Yeah.
Okay. Copacetic. Everything is beautiful. Did you laugh today?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
To the people out in Urban X Nation, I want to know if you laughed today, because laughing is important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was a good question, because it made me think. Like, wow, did I laugh?
It's really important to laugh every single day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts. Okay.
And that's the way we get it rocking. We have a hell of a show. That's a hell of a shirt.
Oh, this is nice. Facts, man. You can.
All right. So you want to start promoting our podcast? You know what I mean? You can get the property of Urban X Podcast, established in 2017. So
well, the Urban X brand was established in 2017. The podcast started April 12th of 2017. Yes.
That is what I said. That's
not the podcast. No, the blog, not the podcast.
When did the podcast start?
The podcast started the next year in March of 2018.
You didn't say that just now. People can rewind the tape and hear what he said.
What did I say?
He said 2017 twice, but that's okay because it is what it is.
Whatever.
Yeah. You were trying to grow the beard.
Yeah, it's not working, man.
You was trying to do the Philly thing.
It's not working.
And you're gonna have to let it go.
Yeah.
There comes a time in your life when you gotta go. You know what?
It's not working, man.
Just gotta let this go.
Yeah.
And we return back to looking like the police. Because when I walk with him and my other son, even though my other son got the full beard, they so clean cut. Niggas think I'm walking with the feds. They're like, yo, what that doing?
You would think what
that doing with the cops and shit? This ain't right. This ain't that. Oh, appreciate the DMO. 95-4RR.
Oh, thank you,
Keep
man.
doing what you're doing. We love you.
And Tim Johnson, thank you.
And Tim Johnson.
We have another announcement. Speaking of donations.
Oh, we have announcement.
Yeah.
I received the quota for the chair.
Yeah.
So, shout out. I will call the names when I'm in the store getting a chair or something. We'll do something special for the people who actually hit my Cashapp for the chair. You know, we're going to get the chair. And yeah, things is lovely.
Facts.
You know, I'm going to get real niggerish on y'all and be sipping a spot of tea in my new chair, maybe in my robe or something. But, you know, just thank you for the support. And I appreciate the people just recognizing something. My family's poor. You know, we ain't really doing well. And, you know, so a new chair is on the way. Freddie P, appreciate that. Pharrell Dignity had a price tag on it with no shame attached to it. Yeah, we're gonna
get into it, man.
We're going to get into that.
We're going
to get into that.
I'm going to give you what you want.
I'm going to give you what you want.
Give you what you want.
Give you what you want.
All right, Ben, so let's get into it, man.
Let's get right on into it. It's a long show.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
All right, so we've been talking about, I feel like we've been talking about China the last 3 or 4 shows.
Yeah.
But that's a testament because we've been on it, what's been happening with just the travesties that's going on over there.
Absolutely.
And everything just kind of fell into place.
As
it was happening. So,
yes.
Daryl Morey, the GM for the Houston Rockets, tweeted out his support for Hong Kong as they're going through, their rebellion against China, like mainland China, because I don't think people understand what's really happening over there. But Hong Kong was controlled by Great Britain. They had a 99-year lease on it, and that is up. So then, China is taking back over Hong Kong, and they tried to make it, understand that the way you guys were living prior to this happening, it's going to be the same thing. Don't worry about it. But as all dictatorships
absolutely
go, they start tightening, reins on everything
slowly but surely.
Yep. So then now they're making it so. One of the things that the protesters are fighting is that if you break a law in Hong Kong, you're going to be tried. You're going to be sent to mainland China to get tried.
Wow.
And they're a dictatorship, so they can do whatever they want.
Divine Swagful, appreciate you.
Oh, thank you for the donation. So they can do whatever they want. So if you steal a pencil, you probably go. They probably never see you.
That could be life.
Yeah,
that could be life. Yes.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, they won't even. They'll say they'll try it, but they won't really try it.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's in a nutshell.
That's the process of dictatorship.
Right.
Yes.
So that was just a real broad explanation of it. That was in a nutshell. There's been a lot of rebellion. There's concentration camps that's happening over there,
and they're harvesting
organs.
Yes,
that is a fact that is happening.
Yes, yes.
So Daryl Morey, he tweeted out a picture in solidarity with Hong Kong, and then once that happened, the Chinese government pulled out all support.
Shit got real.
Of the NBA.
Yes.
And what people don't understand is that the NBA gets a lot of money from China.
Facts.
There are like 300 million people, almost 400 million people in China that watch basketball, that watch these games.
Senator Shaw, appreciate you.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. There's 300, almost 400 million people that watch these games. That's more people than there are in the entire...
No, it's 640
okay.
million viewers. More people that are in America watch basketball.
Got you.
All right, so that's the latest number that came across.
Okay,
I
read
what I'm saying?
it. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So, once that happened, everybody hit the panic button, especially in the NBA. Adam Silver hit the panic button, but then it was a really interesting conundrum that they found themselves in.
Explain it to the
right.
people.
So, because if you fire Daryl Morey,
yes,
you're basically saying you're okay with what's happening in Hong Kong, but if you don't fire him,
right,
you stand to lose that bag that's in China.
And if you fire him, you're going against the principles of America of freedom of speech.
Yes.
Right. So they was in a really tough spot.
So what Adam Silver did say, he sacked up. He said, "Listen, I'm rocking with my man over here. We in America. He has freedom of speech. I can't do that to him."
Right. Yeah.
But still, he still flew over to China to try to smooth things out.
You got to smooth things out. And he brought Yao Ming in, who is ironically played for the Rockets.
But he's China all day.
He's China all day.
Yeah, he's mainland China all day.
But he played for the Rockets.
Yeah.
And so what Silverman did, Adam Silver, he called his, representative and he's one of them kind of people you bring in, and they had to sit down and try to smooth this over.
Right.
Yes.
So LeBron came out because LeBron, he's first of all, he's the biggest face in the NBA.
Yes.
He makes a lot of money in China. He took 17 trips out there. I don't think this year, but in total, he took 17 trips out there.
I heard he takes 10 trips a year now.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm hearing. But even though 17 trips,
that's a lot.
That's a lot of trips toward the foreign land.
And then he has this lifetime deal with Nike. What do you think all this Nike stuff gets made at?
Yes.
For pennies on the dollar, for low wages. So when they asked him about it, he said, let me see, I have the quote right here, actually. He said, people ask, do you think Daryl Morey should be reprimanded for his tweets and for his statements? He said, I think it's another situation that should stay behind closed doors. I think when we sit back and learn from the situation that happened, understand that tweet, you say, we talk about freedom of speech. Yes, we all have freedom of speech, but at times there are ramifications for the negative that can happen when you're not thinking about others and you're only thinking about yourself. So people tried to flip that and say he was talking about the players that were already in China when this tweet was like, you don't know what could happen to us, even though as much money you guys are worth, nothing's gonna happen to you guys in China.
World War III would break out.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I think that was a little lame of an excuse for other people. That's what was happening. And then he said, I don't want to get into a word sense or a feud, but I don't think he was educated on the situation at hand and spoke. So many people could have been harmed, not only financially, but physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever that means.
He was going down the line.
And then he went on to talk about how he just Maury was misinformed on the situation, he doesn't really know too much about it to be speaking on it. Now, when I first read these statements, I was taken aback because when it comes to Trump, when it comes to anything Republican, anything conservative, he is the first to say something. He is out. He is, I can't breathe, wear my shirt. I mean, wear his shirt. He has equality on his sneakers.
Yes.
He is the first to say something.
Yes.
But on this, he's saying somebody is misinformed and not educated on the situation, but then he doesn't go in on what the actual details of the situation is. So that was just real conversational kung fu. He was trying to deflect every which way.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? So, and my original point was that it was hypocritical. Now, people tried to flip that and tried to make it seem like, well, the Chinese people don't care about black people, so why should he be talking about Chinese problems? That wasn't the issue. If he said nothing, I would have respected that more, because he's looking out for his money. Cool, I would respect that more if he said nothing. Even the statement he made when he tried to clean everything up, when he started talking about what he's doing in his community, what he's doing with his school and things like that, I respected that even more. Okay. Because at the same time, as we see with this issue, you can be wrong and you can do something right on it at the same time. We are fans of LeBron. I love watching him play, but he got to get this work too.
Yeah, he got to get this work today. Yeah.
So go ahead.
Okay, you done? That was some great stuff. Broken down. Yeah. I defer to Malcolm for all the technical study shit. I just be, giving you my opinion on shit. To me, it felt like they told LeBron, you better get your ass out there.
That's what it looked like. Yes.
Right? Listen, this shit is getting dire, right? It's a lot of money to be lost.
Right.
On sneakers, iPhones, computers. China run this bitch.
Well, real quick, and even using the word misinformed, like I was reading a lot of articles, they're saying that's the word the Chinese government uses when trying to defend what they're doing to other countries. So that's a trigger word. It's a talking point, yes.
It's a talking point.
Yes.
That issue that he was siding with China subconsciously.
Yes, on the low.
On the low. Now, LeBron is what we call diet woke. Yes? Mm-hmm. So, with domestic issues, they allow our athletes, especially the NBA. The NBA pats themselves on the back for being progressive by allowing our NBA players to voice their opinion because it makes them look groundbreaking, evolved and things of that nature. Where the NFL, if you can't even take a knee, it's an issue. LeBron, there's stuff going on in Pakistan. I ain't never heard him say nothing about Iraq, Iran, Cuba, Venezuela. The list goes on and on if you want to start spreading your domestic wings about issues going on in the world.
So I'm not sure that's really fair because we don't ask. I think the international government, international problems, I think that's way too much responsibility for anybody whose job is not in politics, right?
Which means you need to shut the fuck up and dribble.
True that.
Okay, when it comes to that. Now, we saw Dr. King's wig get pushed back when he started talking about the Vietnam War, right? We saw Muhammad Ali have to take on the entire government because he refused to fight in the Vietnam War. So he became a political icon internationally. Malcolm X went to Mecca, changed the ball game. So whenever our issues, the world, United States has a way of trying to keep their shit quiet.
Right.
So you can bark all you want on the president. That's freedom of speech and this and that. But the minute you start going international with your fight or plight, whether informed or misinformed, now you're creating a whole nother. You're opening up a whole nother can of worms.
Yeah, I think it's one of the reasons that America is able to get away with what they can get away with. Right?
Absolutely.
So, in terms of our government, we have a bipartisan government. We have a diplomacy. We allow people to have a war of words and a war of opinions over policy and things like that. Distraction over here, government does something over there.
Absolutely.
Outside governments, they do everything Frenchy. This is what we do, and we dare you to say something about it.
And we dare you to say something about it.
So, you make the mistake of thinking it's the same in every other country.
Right.
It can be
that, and the ramifications can be different.
Facts.
And then when you start understanding how the internet works, 50, 60 years ago, you could be in a country, a communist country, and think that you're free.
Facts.
Or what is perceived to be free, but now with social media, internet, this and that, you see us over here popping bottles, having a good time, middle fingering the president. And the younger generation in Hong Kong, they killing cops over there. Mm-hmm. Them kids in Hong Kong, they defacing the face recognition. Yeah. They short circuit. These kids are smart of what they're doing. So when LeBron comes out and makes these statements, you know what I mean, and it looks like he's siding or capping with the government itself, we know it's a clear breakdown of sneakers and money. It's a clear money grab. And him being the face of the NBA, he had no choice but to come out and say something. Now, he could have took the Michael Jordan route.
No, so
look, I don't know nothing. I don't bother nobody.
He talked about, and we talk about this as well, right? You can't change the world. You can only change what you can change. So he's making a deep impact in his community and what he can do directly, right?
Right.
So he should have just. That was his follow up statements after the tweet storm.
But it was too late.
It was too late. It's too late. Yeah, it was too late.
Now that's when you start thinking you really are who the fuck you are. You more than an athlete. I get all that shit, but there are limits to that. Mm-hmm. And then there's times when you should just shut the fuck up and dribble. Right? Mm-hmm. So this whole, he could have harmed people financially, emotionally, spiritually, and he started going through a whole bunch of shit.
That's like spiritually?
I said spiritually? Goddamn. Yeah. LeBron shit, really? You know what I mean? So in essence, that bag is what that bag is. You know what I'm saying? So we understand this may be the hit that LeBron can't recover from. We will see, because the timing, the NBA kicks off next Tuesday. Yeah. So maybe when he starts shutting up and dribbling, because that's what he said yesterday. After yesterday's last preseason game, he basically says, I don't want to cause no more distractions toward my team. So he basically was saying, I'm going to shut up and dribble. So maybe if he just get back shutting up and dribble, Silva and them can get over there, and Reed can do that, because Ming Lee and them got to make them Snickers. Yeah. They got to work 19 hours a day for $2. And then they jump out the window, and now it's a net down there.
Yeah.
And bring your ass back upstairs, Ming Lee. Take 20. And bring your ass back up here to make these sneakers, these phones, these computers. They own half the fucking real estate in the United States.
And in Africa.
So for all you motherfuckers who talking that Africa shit, Jamaica, they out here securing the bag. So when you start speaking about China.
And I thought it was gangster, because let's be honest, China doesn't want to go to war with America. We spend way too much money on military for anybody to really want to test.
But they might be able to lose $1 billion.
But That's what, and it was, but it was also how bad you want to lose money. You get what I'm saying? It was like, what y'all want to do?
It's showing. They pulled up America's skirt. Y'all all about money and capitalists.
Right.
So we can make you bend to our will just on money. Not principle, not on moral values.
Right.
None of that. Just strictly on the bag. You know what I'm saying? Which is a macrocosm of the microcosm in this country. Where everybody is about the bag.
Yeah.
From the local rapper on up, long as you securing the bag, nothing really matters. And now it's starting to rear its ugly head internationally. And this is why we're not the superpower that you think we are.
So I thought once this happened, I thought about the video you did a while back when Jay-Z, when it was reported that Jay-Z first hit $1 billion. Like, do you really want to be a billionaire?
Do you really want to be a billionaire? Absolutely.
At this point, LeBron is thinking about legacy. He's really trying to make these moves to where he can possibly buy a team. To where he can possibly,
Dan Gilbert is sick.
Oh.
From Cleveland. Remember, he had a heart attack last year, and he hasn't fully recovered. So that may, if LeBron can situate himself, wouldn't that be the iconic story?
Yeah.
LeBron comes back and buys the Cleveland Cavaliers. You know what I mean?
Right.
So just throwing that out there, LeBron is looking at the next couple of moves that he has to make. He on his last run as an athlete per se, and then there are going to be moves to be made for him to secure his bag, and China is a major part of that move.
Yeah. So
LeBron showed his hand.
Yeah.
So as much as we show LeBron respect, we caught you. Tag, nigga, you it.
Yeah, and then I forgot, somebody had the term. I think it was like a compassionate capitalist. I think somebody had that term. Like he cares about his people.
Yes,
I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm not saying, but the only thing I pointed out was just the blatant hypocrisy of, it's okay to talk about this, but once it's something that's ill happening over there,
right?
They're pulling out people's teeth if you don't bend to the will of the Chinese government. They pulling out, like, you get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, and not to say that that's black people's problem over here.
Right. No, it's not.
I'm not saying that either.
But in general, it's important for us to understand what's going on, because this shit could lead to World War III. Mm-hmm. If the shit had popped a certain kind of way and something happened to LeBron and them over there, that shit would get this shit popping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Trump has been quiet on this matter.
I mean, he got at like Steve Kerr and all.
Oh, he got at Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
But I said it in the West. Appreciate you, King.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime, October 24th. That's the documentary I'm in, y'all. Set in the West.
Oh, yeah, I've been watching. It's really good.
Yeah. Appreciate you.
So, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we gonna keep a close eye on it. We here at UrbanX, we try to keep it urban, but that X represents everything unknown. You know what I mean? That could affect us in some kind of way. China own everything, not just the chicken wing spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They own a lot of shit. So we need to understand what's going on
these
with
laptops we on, these
the phones,
iPhones that y'all say y'all don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of UrbanX.
Don't forget to hit that like button. There's a lot of people watching.
Please hit the like button.
Please hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? It sets, we have to.
Wait a minute. We got 700 people watching and only 16 likes.
Oh, nah, we got to get that up.
Nah, we got to get that up. Come
nasty.
on now.
That's
Come on
nasty.
now. That's not even a ratio.
That's nasty.
Jeesh.
You know what I'm
Them
saying?
likes is important. Side note, and I don't want to get my conspiracy theory on.
No, we can talk about it.
Because we have been on 40,000 subscribers, 41,000 for like the last 4 months.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I don't want to get my conspiracy, but in the last 4 months, we put on some of the most amazing shows. You know what I'm saying? We follow the fucking guidelines, thumbnails, hashtags, descriptions right. Mm-hmm. Our viewership is up. And yet, our subscriptions ain't moving. Yeah. And somebody, 1 or 2 people even said they had to subscribe a couple of times because they kept unsubscribing them. I don't want to get my conspiracy theory on, but I know what I know, and something ain't right. Something ain't right. That's all I'm going to say. For the last 4 months? Like, really?
Yeah.
Wow. So, yeah.
So we'll see, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I see 200 likes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Get that thing popping.
Well, okay. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you guys.
Focus hard. Appreciate you.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
We talked about in the early Hulk episode this week. We talked about Pharrell's new GQ magazine cover
spread,
yeah. And it was very disturbing. A lot of people were disturbed by it. It was him in like a banana coat dress thing, and it had New Masculinity on the cover of it.
Yes.
And when we talk about like agenda setting and the effeminization of black men, we saying it's an agenda and people don't believe us, but then you actually put New Masculinity on the cover, which means you understood what the old masculinity was.
Absolutely.
And that means you're trying to paint a picture
This is the perfect definition of what we mean by agenda.
Facts.
Yes?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on that?
First of all, I'm tired of these rappers who are into fashion looking look. I don't understand why that has to be the look. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, why does that have to be the look? Because you never really see action star, like white action stars, who are actually the ones acting out the stuff that rappers are the ones talking about. Mm-hmm. They always kind of look just manly. They look tough. It's a suit. It's, you know. It's
traditional.
It's traditional. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why that, like, A$AP Rocky always looks weird.
J. Cole. That was. I like J. Cole,
you know what I'm saying?
But that shit was weird.
Pharrell now.
My wife even said that was an outfit she'd like. She wants to buy that outfit for her. Yeah, she was like, I'll wear that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who else?
The list goes on.
Playboy, like all of these rappers, like, why is that the look? You know what I mean? Like, why does that mean fashion? Like, why? I don't get that. But go ahead.
Well, this Pharrell, first of all, he's wearing a quilt, rocking you niggas to sleep. Okay, this is a fucking comforter, a banana comforter. So again, rocking you monkeys to sleep. You understand the 100 monkey theory. So when we speak about agenda, we get enough people to rock this and co-sign this, and more people, and the next thing you know, this shit is becoming normalized, not natural. Normalized, you know what I mean? So it really disturbing, because again, when you say new masculinity, language is important, because it denotes that we're creating a new paradigm, we're closing the door, we're moving forward with what black men and men in general will look like. I have serious issues with that.
Oh, facts.
Again, from the agenda standpoint, I'm not criticizing a 14-year-old kid who feels a certain way. That makes no sense. Because, listen, we hold the last codex, my generation, to what pure masculinity is. No disrespect to you and your people.
My people?
Yeah, you and your people. Because y'all might hold the very tip of it, but when I say the last codex of pure masculinity, because they're not after me, they're after my children's children. So they're not even after you.
Yeah.
They operate in the future where when your children's children are born, they won't know anything but this as a sense of normalcy. You know?
Yeah, and I also want to point out that the fact that there's a lot of women who feel this way too.
Yes.
There's a lot of women who feel like what's happening isn't really natural, but they won't say anything because they've weaved the fight between black men and black women into this agenda as well.
And not race. See, a lot of times white women will choose race.
Right.
A lot of times.
Right.
Like, that's how Trump got elected.
Right.
They chose their race over Hillary. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't want to recognize that we are in a war with our women, and they're so mad at us
because
they will recognize this shit.
Because a guy will go, "Oh, shit, that's weird," and then a woman will go, "Oh, you're homophobic," or "You're this, you're that," because just off principle that he's going against it.
Absolutely. So those are the subconscious wars and battles that we're fighting for masculinity.
If you want to test this, any woman in the chat, would you date a guy who you've known has been with another guy? Right. If you say no, then why not?
Or if your man is, he wants you to strap on,
would you be okay with that?
And rock him for a little while, would you be okay with that? And most of the women probably gonna say, hell no.
Exactly.
So you can't have it both ways. You can't say that we need to, you know what I'm saying, let them be who they are, and then out of the next side of your mouth, you're saying there's not enough men going around. Well, I'm confused. You know what I mean? So I've decided, you know, that this Pharrell piece is a part of a greater agenda to amp up what it is that they have in place, but it's not for you. It is for your children.
I told you I was working in this one, like I just graduated from college. I was working at Barnes and Noble, and they had a whole section of children's books, like 5 and under, LGBTQ plus books, like Little Timmy is gay, like
Right.
or, like it bugged me out, and only people I saw buying it was white parents.
Absolutely. And side note, I want to say this, not to get off the subject, but Dwayne Wade's approach to his son is disturbing me.
I think
Let me quantify my statement.
Yeah.
Out of one side of my mouth, I did say, as parents, if your child is gay, you have to support your child. Your child didn't ask to be here. You brought the child here, and you brought your child here in a war. We are at war physically, spiritually, biochemically, on so many different levels that the child can suffer from certain things as they get here and have to deal with issues. That's not what I'm talking about. But I don't think an 11-year-old child should have the right to make a decision if he wants to be a boy or a girl. There's got to be some kind of a foundation or rules when a child turns 16 and they're able to go out on their own, perhaps. But, you know, you're not going to cut little Timmy's bink off at 5 or 7 because they're feeling like a fucking girl. And I want to know what his mother thinks about this shit, because Gabrielle Union is not his mother.
so. This is, again, when we talk about money and risk in the bag. If Dwayne Wade was to come out and it was like a thing where he is like publicly denouncing his son being like that, and he wasn't fully in support, he would lose a lot of money as well.
Okay, first of all, he dresses like a girl.
True.
Okay, so
That's somebody else we can add to the Cam Newton, all of them.
when we start thinking about these rappers and ball players,
Yeah.
the most influential in our neighborhoods,
Fact,
right?
fact, yeah.
Rappers and ball players are TNT loves showing the rappers coming into the arena dressed with all of this
Like,
eccentric shit
you ever
on.
see the chains they wear? They're chokers. Like
Yeah,
those are
I've seen a lot of things.
It's for women.
But I want to take, absolutely.
Those are for women.
I want to take into consideration his son is not with his mother. Okay? So take that into consideration. So there's some stress and trauma dealing with that. How Dwayne Wade depicts his mother in his presence, we don't know, but they made his mother look crazy. She wasn't crazy when you was with her. When you was homeless and her family was taking care of you, she wasn't crazy then. So I'm not saying your relationship with Gabrielle Union is not a genuine one. I'm saying this child is going through something psychological. I remember when I wasn't with my mom. She was in a rehab center for a little while, and I was staying with my aunt. You know, they all treated me beautiful, but I was peeing on the bed all the time, and I didn't know why. Don't you say something.
I didn't say nothing.
You know what I mean? So, but as soon as my moms came out of the rehab and I got back home, guess what? I was no longer peeing on the bed. So every child deals with things different. So I'm not even suggesting that they didn't get the proper counseling. I just think 11 years old
Right.
to come out at a gay parade and you support that, that's a little much. Because as soon as he find out some 15-year-old kid is piping his son, I want to know what he feels about that. You want to play? You want to play girl, right? Oh, you want to be a little girl? Let me show you what happens to little girls in the hood. Okay, so I know it's a sticky subject. So I was just uncomfortable in the chat. If I'm wrong, I'll be the first to say, yeah, I was wrong. I just was like a 10 and 11 and 12. That might be a bit young to just release the reins and say, do as you please. Now, I don't know what age Magic Johnson's son became full, gay. I think Isaiah Thomas' son is gay. And, they support them and they should. But they seem to be like adults. Like, this is the decision I made with my life, 10, 11, and because there was even a 5-year-old who the mother was thinking, I think she cut his little bink bink off. I say bink bink because you 5, you got a little bink bink, right? White couple, of course. And then there's something called, I sent the email to you, hormone, something with hormone drugs.
Therapy.
Hormone therapy drugs, where they give you these shots and they help your masculinity calm down. It helps your testosterone go down. It brings up your estrogen. You might even get a couple of little nibblies. Your beard goes away, but they don't know what the side effects is. They keep brushing that shit under the rug. Don't worry about side effects. And they're making this shit seem glamorous. It was a man. He was a man, and he had his joint cut off to be a woman. And it was the worst movie ever made.
There's a lot of people who
a lot of people are going through some shit they're not speaking about.
It's a lot of people, like thousands of people who transition who will regret it. It's like it's like a big forum online.
Yes, so these doctors are glorifying. Oh yeah, you're a perfect candidate, this and that. But there's psychological. He said, I never, even after I did all that, I still didn't feel like a woman. You know what I mean? And now he found Christ, and now he's delivered. You know, he's delivered. He no longer. So there's a lot to unpack when we speak about that, because I'm very proactive with parents supporting your children through their journeys. You know what I mean? But I'm not sure I'm willing to give my 5-year-old daughter or son the reins to do as they please without me being fully active from a spiritual standpoint, psychological, emotional, meditative standpoint, to find out what can be done. Now, if all else is done, when that child becomes 14, 15, and 16, I gotta let the child be who the child is. But Dwayne Wade's son's got other issues.
I mean, because
not being with your moms, bro.
So we're referencing Dwayne Wade's Instagram story when it was his son, Gabrielle Union, and their new daughter, and the caption was "My girls."
Yes.
That's what we're
yes,
referencing.
And then I saw him recently had a pink little tutu on his arm, and Gabrielle is just smiling, and this all futuristic shit that y'all think is progressive is not as progressive. So I've decided that I'm gonna die with my nuts in my hand. I ain't tucking my shit. I ain't cutting my shit. And I told my wife, see, I want to be cremated. But I did tell my wife, if I am in a casket, don't put my hands to the side. Make sure my right hand is on my nuts. That's how I'm going out. Now, that's if I die first. If my wife dies first, you know the routine. We mourn her for 30 days, right? And then I go get the new Cadillac, and then I bring in your new stepmother. And you better be nice to her, Malcolm. Even though she's only 3 years older than you. You better be nice to her. And at the funeral, they always say, we're going to have the husband come up and say a few words. And I'm not Christian, but you know what I'm going to say, right? God is good, ain't he? God is good. Got that new Cadillac outside. Yeah, but I'm gonna die with my nuts in my hand. I've already made up my choice. I don't know about you guys in the chat. Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of UrbanX.
We got word last week that another black person, this time Atatiana Jefferson, I think I say her first name, she was killed by an officer. She was in her home watching her nephew, her 8-year-old nephew.
Yeah.
And she was killed because one of the neighbors called the police to do a wellness check, and the police officer Aaron Dean, he came up to the house. There was no lights flashing. He I guess he was looking through the windows and things like that, and then that caused Atatiana to get her weapon because she just saw a creepy white man in her yard.
Absolutely.
And he killed her. He shot her in the chest. And And yeah, this is all bad. So he actually got arrested. He resigned first and then got arrested.
Right.
And got charged.
Yeah, this was another one of those cases. I don't think y'all understand the magnitude. Tariq Nasheed calls them race soldiers, and I have to agree. Their hatred for who we are collectively, you know what I'm saying? And I'm tired of hearing this, you fearing for your life. You shouldn't be a police officer if you fear for your life doing your fucking job. You understand my point?
Right.
The job requires you to go in the face of fear and do all the things necessary so that you know what I mean? So, but when you hate us at the same time,
right,
that fear takes on a whole different energy. It was blatant, it's brutal, didn't announce herself within 4 seconds, shot and killed her. She's in there playing with her son and nephew. Her nephew. And it's just, I'm so tired of hearing these cases, and this is one that I don't want to see just go down. Somebody's got to pay. It's really tough, and this one really touched me as a sister, because now y'all killing. Goddamn, we're not even safe in our own homes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So and see, you have to look at it in its collective, and from a perspective that now they coming into your home. Now they not on the street saying it was dark, I was chasing you, it was a car, your phone. They coming into your home. The person who called for the wellness check was because her front door was open, but she had her front door open to let certain air in. I'm not sure she had an air conditioner, which is not really uncommon.
Right.
But don't call the cops for a wellness check in any capacity for your family. I've seen people who have mentally ill family members who may be off their medications call the police, and the police come with no sensitivity toward this situation and come out with their guns drawn and just kill people. You know what I mean? So you're going to have to work that out on your own somehow, some way, because it's really, really getting crazy out here. And I want to see how this one is going to play out.
Well, her father said, don't expect no hugs.
Yeah, he already set that tone. Please don't expect me to hug the people who are actually, gunning us down in the streets. You know what I mean? So, but you will hear a lot about she had a gun.
Yeah.
She had a right to have a gun.
Yeah.
All right? In Texas, she has a right to have a gun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how they're gonna play this. Yes. Because trust me, that will become a part of the issue. She had a gun. His expert vision through the fucking blinds and all of that shit noticed it was a gun. He struck. Trust me, that's how they're going to try to spin this. Because it wasn't even like we called you. They didn't. It was another. They didn't call the emergency number.
Right. You know
what I'm saying?
This was a wellness. Right. This wasn't. This is an emergency. This is 911 or whatever the case may be. That kind of situation. This was not that. A wellness check should be just that.
Yeah. We
not coming in harm.
Right.
We don't even have our guns drawn. Boom, 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 boom. Hello, this is so and so, and she could have clearly, and they could have said, "This is Officer so and so. Is everything okay?" Yeah, I just have my door open because of yada yada yada. Thank you. You know what I mean? That's the way that's supposed to be. Right? You see a door open and you automatically think a robbery's taking place because that's the way you see us. So on a subconscious level, you're going to attack us, and this is getting out of control. This is way off the rails.
Facts.
You know what I mean? What's next? You know what I mean? What's gonna be next? I'm gonna be on the job delivering mail and they're gonna come shoot me? Like where does it end? What we see going on in this country, man, and this is really, really bad.
Yeah. And I think it's ironic that people in Hong Kong are really getting after it out there.
Oh, yes.
And what they're doing is what they're doing to those people out there
is way worse.
You
know what I'm saying? Considering they're harvesting organs and have certain individuals in camps, and you can't speak out. You have no voice. You know what I mean? So, it is something to give you an opportunity to put certain things in perspective here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not to downplay, the pain, the struggle, the hardships that we go through here. Please. I'm not saying that in any capacity, but this world, there's a lot of weird things going on, man.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? In these countries where they're not even held accountable. You know what I mean? At least here there is a minimal sense of checks and balances. But I already told y'all how y'all can end that. So I'm not going to get into any more details with that. Nice. Take a commercial break?
Yeah, we're going to go to commercial break.
We go to commercial break.
Thank you. It was two people.
Tamika, Simone,
and Stanley Burnett. Thank you for the donations.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
And there was another one. I am Quan. Thank you. Thank you.
We appreciate you. Icons. Celebrities covering one eye who are sworn to secrecy to mislead the masses into a life of negativity by way of destructive behaviors, i.e. drugs, sex, violence, etc. Most of these celebrities you see in the music industry and in Hollywood have taken a sworn oath to protect what they have going and to have you being misled by using drugs, violence, and all of these other crazy behaviors. Be careful. Beware of those who are pointing at one eye, covering one eye, or trying their best to shut down your first eye. Log on to UrbanX.NYC for the latest in apparel, or shop UrbanX.com to pick up the latest in our not so subtle teas. And we thank you for your support. Peace.
And we're back.
We're back
from commercial. Sorry for the people who are actually listening to the podcast, because my friends be telling me like, it just be like, we just come back like, yeah.
They be like, damn, we ain't get no commercial. But soon, because we about to make some moves.
Yeah, we're working on some things.
Y'all can get some commercials.
Working on some things. You see the Madden curse lives on.
The Madden curse lives on, yeah. Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes
got hurt. So that Madden curse is real. You be on the cover of Madden and you get hurt. You do the year before you were superstar, and they ride that wave and then you hurt. So for my football fans out there, Kansas City Chiefs fans, you already know what it is, Absolutely.
So it was announced that how Disney is doing a live action movie for everything, or they're rebooting a movie for everything. They're doing one for the Cinderella movie.
Okay, yeah, that's nice. That's a classic.
Right, that's
a classic story. Kids like that. Little girls want to hear the Cinderella story, how they've been the underdog, and then all of a sudden, something happens and they win.
Right.
Yeah, everybody likes that. Yeah.
So it was announced that the role of the fairy godmother, who in the original movie was Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston.
Yes.
She was a great actress. Yeah.
Now it's going to be Billy Porter.
Like Billy, like a guy, Billy.
Yes, we talked about him. I think like last summer, during the Met Gala when he wore the tuxedo dress.
Oh, that Billy Porter.
Porter. Yes.
No, really. Yeah. So he's gonna be the fairy godmother.
Yes.
In the new Disney show.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all don't see a gender, do y'all? That's just so cute. They're giving these guys an opportunity. Get the fuck out of here. Bury Black Dot with his nuts. # bury me with my nuts. Bury me with my sack, son.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. So again, what does that do? What kind of messages is that sending?
So first of all, there's people who make a lot of money to make these decisions when it comes to these movies, right?
Yes.
And I don't understand how nobody sees. I'm just talking business, right? I don't see how nobody sees that these reboots, these sequels that are 15 years later. I don't see how they don't understand that past that first weekend, these movies don't make a lot of money.
No, they don't. They make that first week money.
That first wave of nostalgia, off of, oh damn, I gotta see it.
Right.
But they don't have any real sustaining success, right? Cool.
Right.
Now, we've also said on this platform before that although that they're pushing this agenda, a lot of it that's like rooted in that's rooted offline, right? Mm-hmm. Off YouTube, off the Twitter timeline. A lot of people don't agree with these things that they're trying to implement. So that now that you're making Billy Porter the fairy godmother, you're initially alienating a lot of the people who don't agree. A lot of middle America who don't agree with that.
Yes.
A lot of black people who don't agree with that.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? So what are you trying? And then this is one of your staple movies as Disney. So what are you trying to do? You know you're not about to make a lot of money off this.
Right, but it's not about the money.
Right.
It's about putting Inception. This shit is about Inception. That's why we spent so much time last week speaking about the Tyler Perry situation. And people try to downplay the potential that we could be in a position to make movies so we can use the war of Inception to our advantage. Because Hollywood sits on a ley line, a grid line, that when they put these movies out, they know what they're going to do. So it don't be about the money. Right?
Right.
So that's why we need to see Spike Lee Presents in conjunction with Tyler Perry, the Joker, played by Denzel Washington. Oh, that's all right. Batman wants it with the Joker. We can do that. Gotham City has got nothing on me. I'm working on it. That's the problem of stand-up soon. Working on it. But that's why it's so important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That we get control of a piece of the narrative, because it's only about minds. The money, they print the money. They can do this and that and make their money, but they're trying to impart ideas into your children's children. It'll be children who this will be the first Cinderella they see.
Facts.
So they have no reference point of a Cinderella in the classic sense.
Yeah.
And they are affected thinking, now boy's going to think, well, I could be the fairy godmother. And this is how this thing works. Let me tell you something, man. I don't know. Your generation has got a lot to deal with, man. A lot to deal with. As long as my wife bury me holding my nuts, the rest of the shit is on y'all, man.
Somebody said Denzel Washington.
Yeah, man. I'm getting it working. Working on my stand-up. One day before I die, I'm going to hit the stage. I might be on drugs heavily that day, but that's beside the point. Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So, you remember Dave Chappelle special, Sticks and Stones?
Yes, Dave. Do I remember? Yeah, I just watched it recently.
So
me and wifey watched it last weekend.
So, and during the epilogue, he talked about going to a local comedy club
in San Francisco.
Doing his routine, working out what would be that special. And he said there was a transgender woman in there laughing really, really hard at every joke that he said. And then he said they had a great conversation. Daphne, yes.
Yes.
They had a great conversation afterwards. And then it came out this week that the woman Daphne, the one who Dave Chappelle referenced, committed suicide.
I heard about that.
And what was interesting is like news outlets that were reporting on this were mentioning Dave Chappelle's jokes and Dave Chappelle's special.
They try to tie this into Dave Chappelle as if he had something to do.
Okay, so the only thing is, if they didn't, would we have known?
No, absolutely not.
So I think they kind of had to, but the fact that it was even news worthy of that, so I think that
so it was in a tough situation.
Yeah,
because we wouldn't have known who Daphne was if Dave Chappelle didn't make reference. But he didn't make reference in any negative sense.
Facts.
They build. She dropped some positive jewels on him.
Right.
She wanted to be a comedian.
Right.
In her everyday life, she was was a engineer of some sort, and left a long message on her Instagram about, don't blame nobody, this is me, I'm not disappointed in anybody, please tell my daughter it's not her fault, this is just a decision.
I didn't even know that.
No, so it was a long extended a breakdown on her Instagram or Facebook page or something that went into before she actually made the transition. So I just thought it was interesting that a few people, just trying to make connections that weren't really there, try to make it seem like she was under some duress because of Dave Chappelle's comedy. But no, we're not going for it here. We're not having it.
Gotcha. Well, that's that.
Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So this story I came across this story a couple days ago.
Okay, hold on.
It's a fascinating story.
I like fascinating.
So there's a DJ, goes by the name DJ Kid,
Yes.
His actual name is Jason Porter. No,
Yes.
Jason Pope.
Jason Pope. Jason Pope.
He's from, where's he from?
I believe it's South Carolina.
South Carolina. One of those,
One
of those South Carolina.
North Carolina, South Carolina.
And apparently he has been spreading HIV to over hundreds of black women in his community. He's been kidnapping women. He's been abusing underage women as well. I saw pictures of him just out and about.
This dude was a monster.
Yeah, he looks creepy too.
Yes.
He's 42 years old, and right now they have him on 3 counts of trafficking, and 3 counts of first-degree sexual misconduct and second-degree criminal sexual conduct with a minor.
Yeah, but that's a lot of women.
Yeah,
and a lot of black women. Like, what did they see? Because he didn't capture all of them women against their force, you know what I'm saying, against their will. So the story just became bizarre because HIV, does that even exist? That's a whole nother story. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, don't.
Yeah.
That shit is up for debate. You know what I mean? You know how I feel about that. But the fact that you could have something be infected and infect that many women who then turn around and infect more people and more people, that's a crisis.
Yeah,
that goddamn CDC need to be in that town.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's setting up a tent and testing all kind of women. So that's really, really bizarre. But from what I understand, I was listening to Tariq Nasheed, and I believe he said he was a DJ, like a radio station personality, and he saw all of these rappers come to town and saw how these women were acting, and, you know, kind of caught the bug and tried to wave on that.
Oh, he caught the bug, right?
Yeah, he caught the bug. Right?
He caught the bug.
You know what I mean? So, hating black people at the same time, but loving, you know, that chocolate, and so to speak. So it's interesting to see how this will play out. You know what I mean? Because that's just a very, very bizarre story.
Somebody said, "Look at his victims." I tell you a lot. First of all,
what do you? Can somebody elaborate? Well, his victims were black. Yes, we know that. But
young women, because first of all,
very impressionable.
Yeah, right.
Especially with fame and fortune, and in the South, no disrespect, they could be just, you know, missing 1 or 2 of the tools.
That's
needed.
messed up.
Just
no, no.
Saying.
For the people who watch us, who are from the South, I'm with you.
Not the ones who watch us, because that means you on it, but just, you know.
No.
A few,
No, I'm with y'all.
Elevator don't go all the way up, and, you know, stops in between floors.
Somebody said he already got 4 years in prison. That's what?
For what? For this?
42 years. Okay. 40.
Oh, okay.
I'm about to say 4 years.
Okay, 42 joints.
Okay.
Well, shit. He deserved more than that. If that's true, we're going to clap that up.
Facts. Talking about our Southern fan base. What's wrong with you?
No, I didn't mean nothing by it.
Yeah.
I hope we don't lose the 3 Southern followers that rock with
Look
us.
at all the people that stopped watching. Look.
Ah, shit. Shit.
Yo, so I saw somebody in the comments just now, right? They said that they bet that Houston just hit another home run.
Okay, yeah, it's over.
This is over. But they said that they bet in the next Black Panther movie they try to incorporate like a gay or a homosexual relationship somewhere in there.
I hope not.
I would not be surprised though.
Why you say that?
Because they try to shoehorn that in every which way. Like,
Well, here's the thing, and you got to understand this. What is your audience? Who's going to the theaters? Right? So everyone wants to feel, and this is Black Dot caping for the soup, right?
Oh, geez.
I don't do this often. I got to make it up because I just called my Southerners slow, so now I got to make it up.
So you just made it.
I made it worse.
Yeah, you did. Just stop.
But what I'm trying to say is this. When you think about your consumers, who's sitting in the theaters, everyone wants to feel included. So for those of us who are representing the original codex and feel a certain way, that's not the world we live in anymore. Right. And I'm always stressing to people, you can't live in a world with blinders and act like you don't see what's going on around you. This is going on around us. This is happening. This is a part of life. So you might have to watch Joker. The Joker. You might have to, that might have to be a part of the shit now. So you never really know. Side note, a lot of people don't know that Black Panther, portions of it was filmed at Tyler Perry's original studio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people didn't know that.
No, so people thought like the grand opening was just him opening it, and then the excuse was we'll see if he can hold that up. It's been open. It's been open for years. Actually.
And he sold, the original one was 60 acres. He sold that to a Latino brother who now is going to become the mini Tyler Perry and promote Latino movies. See what I'm saying? Yeah.
Hey, speaking of the Latinos, what did you think of Gina Rodriguez saying nigga on her IG story?
I don't know who she is.
So I'll preface my statements with this. She has a history of, I'm not sure if it's anti-black, but she has real choice words. I don't really like her.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? She has like real choice words when black women try to step out in the forefront. She goes, no, it should be all women. She's a real all lives matter.
Okay, all right. But let me say this. I grew up in the Bronx.
Right.
In the 70s. And the birthplace of hip hop and salsa both originated around the same time. So culturally speaking, we didn't see Latino people or Spanish people, Puerto Ricans or Dominicans as any different than who we are. Some of my greatest friends are Spanish, and we call each other's nigga all the time. Nigga, shut the fuck up with that shit. And we never saw it as compartmentalized. Now, if you live somewhere else and it's a cultural divide for whatever reason, I can see how, with all of this division going on, how you could feel a certain way, and then you put it in context of her stance on, how she go at women, especially black women. But just generally on the broad statement, we grew up in the Bronx in the trenches. You know what I mean? And we all was back to back. They had their music, we had our music. We mixed, we blend, and it was never really, when we put on cookouts, we played Spanish music, we had our DJ play hip hop, and everybody was well represented. So that was just some language we used. And of course, we used it in the term of endearment, so we was always good. You know what I mean? So
even when I saw the video, like people were like, "Oh, my mouth hit the floor." It was kind of like
yeah. Like if you from somewhere else, I could see that, or they trying to run with a story. See, Instagram, the algorithms will fuck you up and have you chasing a story that ain't even there.
No, but a lot of people are from different places. Like again, we're from the Bronx, so that was like nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But if you from somewhere where it's blatant, like these Hispanic people don't like black people.
Right,
absolutely.
You know what I'm
saying? They go out their way to separate
to separate themselves.
I get it.
And a lot of that are the traditional ones who felt that they were white.
The Spaniards, yeah.
Spaniards who felt that they were white.
Yeah.
And then there were those, you know what I mean, new age ones who see what's going on or how black people are being treated, and they don't want to associate. But the way we got down in the 70s, it was none of that.
Yeah.
Everything was pretty good. Should we go to commercial?
Yeah, let's take another commercial break. We'll be back.
All right, we got to pay bills. Hey, we were supposed to get rid of the free shipping. Tell you what I'm going to do for the people. This is the absolute last weekend. So Monday, no more free shipping. No more free shipping because we a small family business and we will collapse. So we trying to spark up some stuff. These right here, it's hot. These red hoodies right here with the, the UrbanX podcast. We also got gold. Yeah. We got these popping in gold. So it's on you. Yeah, let's go to commercial.
I bet a lot of money in this Yankee game.
Oh yeah, you're going to take an L. You're going to take an L on that. Yeah.
Ugh, nasty.
Yo, Artie, can I holler at you for a minute?
Oh shit.
Pop's tripping. He want me to ask you for the money for that shirt. You know I wouldn't even trip.
What shirt?
The one I sold you. The one I've been asking you about. The one you got on.
Oh, this shirt. I didn't know you wanted the money, homie. I thought it was free. Let me go get the money for you.
I mean, because it's this blog. Me and my dad do UrbanX.nyc. It's kind of like both ours. You know, I'm just, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, cool. Cool. My UrbanX shirt, punk.
And we're back.
And we are back. We appreciate your continued support.
Thank you
for what
real.
we do.
Shop UrbanX.com.
Yeah, shop UrbanX.com. You know, it is what it is, man. We need your support, man.
Facts, because you know, this is the number one father and son podcast out there.
This is the number one father and son podcast on the streets, and we take our time and we try to bring it to you.
That's a fact.
With a little humor, with a little
try to
this,
have
a
fun
little bit of that, have a little fun, be informative, give you perspective, get your perspective. That's what UrbanX is about. And if any techie people out there can tell me why we stuck on 41,000 subs, please tell me.
Facts, man.
Please tell me.
We're at 42 now.
Ooh,
we're at
okay.
42.
Yeah, we was at 41.9 all month.
Yeah.
And I looked at the data and it said we had a 59% drop off from the month before. I'm like, we dropping off?
Yeah.
Nah, son, the numbers say different. So I don't want to get that conspiracy shit going, but
think Leo Cohen got it out for you?
Anywho, Leo Cohen, that's the one. He has it out for us.
Gotcha.
Us now, nigga.
This is true. My fault.
You down with this shit now, nigga. This ain't just me now. You with this shit.
This is true. So what we got next, man? Oh, so it was announced that Biggie, Whitney Houston, and there was somebody else being nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, let's clap that up. Yeah.
Now, I said, Biggie should be in.
Well, let me ask you. Is KRS-One in?
Is he?
No.
He's not? Oh, okay.
Is Eric B. and Rakim in?
No.
They're
not? Okay.
Is De La Soul in?
No, okay.
No. What about Tribe Called Quest? Are they in?
Biggie raps better than all of them.
No. It ain't about being better.
Oh, okay.
And he got 2 albums. No disrespect to my Brooklyn fans. I'm not negating that. But when we speak about, an entire body of work, Biggie should be in, but he shouldn't be in right now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It should be a few people in, I think, before him, and then he gets his due date. And I thought the criteria was 25 years. But when did he come out? He came out in 93. 94?
4, yeah.
Okay, so this is the 25th year.
Yeah.
So he just makes the cut. Mm-hmm. KRS-One was out since 86. Rakim, Eric B, 86. De La Soul, maybe 87. Tribe Called Quest, 86, 87. I mean, it's a few other groups that I feel. Whitney that's a wash. Whitney's in, hands down. I just think if we're gonna do it, let's respect the culture. Let's not start caping for popularity. Mm-hmm. Let's respect the culture. And when your time coming, if Biggie was here, I think he would say the same thing. He would have to have been a KRS-One fan or Eric B. and Rakim from Brooklyn. Is Big Daddy Kane in? He is the father to Big Daddy. So there should be a hierarchy just out of respect. Big Daddy Kane has an extensive catalog. KRS-One, these guys have catalogs. Biggie got 2 albums and we know it was cut short due to unfortunate circumstances and situations. We know Tupac is still alive. That's why he has 19 albums out. We know this, right? But I'm just saying a hierarchy, should always be in place. You know what I mean? I don't know. Is Tupac in? I believe Tupac is in.
I think he is. Right?
But Tupac was so iconic in everything he did. You know what I mean? From his movies, from his poetry, his albums. He was a very polarizing figure. And I think Biggie was more East Coast, and I respect all that. Trust me. I'm saying Biggie's bars unparalleled. So we're not even gonna go there. But a lot of my West Coast people think I don't respect that. Now I respect Tupac's Gangsta. One of my top 3 of all time.
Okay.
Facts.
Okay, good.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Elijah Cummings passed away today.
Yes, the congressman for Baltimore. Yes. Condolences out to his family. I heard somebody say of mysterious causes. I don't know about any of that.
I heard he's old, dude. I heard he was just having
was 68, 69 years old. So at that age and you black, you've been eating ham hocks and collard greens for a long time.
Yeah. So usually I'm a defender of Boyce Watkins, but he was wrong for this. He tweeted out, how come in the coming weeks since the Atatiana Jefferson death, didn't Elijah Cummings say anything about it? And people were quick to point out, like, dude, she just died 5 days ago,
right?
And he's been fighting for his life for months now.
Absolutely. So
that was kind of
that's an insensitive.
And you know who's crazy? You know what's crazy? Ironically, who called them out on that? Malcolm Hill.
Oh, really? He called them out.
He called them out on that. But if you remember, Malcolm Hill said something foul about
Frances Cress Welsing.
Frances Cress Welsing, the day she passed.
Yeah, that was foul.
Ironically, you know what I mean?
That was extremely foul. And I don't know who. Somebody should have checked him hard body for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but again, in his last days, you don't know what his mindset was in his last days. You know what I mean? He's tucking under, just trying to hold on, probably around family and friends.
Yeah.
And so no disrespect there. Like we said, we wish him well, him and his family.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for Trump's statement.
Oh, right.
It's the right thing to do.
Yeah, we'll see what he says.
But it's the right thing to do for him to just come out now and make a clear statement, to the family, because that's what they do.
So,
you are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So it was reported earlier this week that a cop from Queens, an Asian cop from Queens, he committed suicide this week, and then the next day, another cop committed suicide.
Yes.
From the NYPD.
Yes.
And that makes 11 this year.
11 police officers in New York City, preferably in the Queens, Long Island area, have committed suicide. All right? Now, that's more than a goddamn anomaly. That's more than a So it got me to wondering what's going on in them precincts out there. What kind of mind control they using. Oh, another home run. Yeah, great.
No, I think that was the first one.
Okay. Yeah. So it's very peculiar on what's going on in these areas. You know what I mean? And it should be cause for alarm. 11 cops committing suicide nationally may not be much of an issue.
In the same department.
But in the same, in the same department.
That's kind of
deep.
Yeah, I'm curious to see.
What is there corruption going on where you can't face what the possibilities may be or the ramifications of getting caught, or there's some mind control shit going on,
or there's something happening to where there's a cover up because there's a movie.
That's what I mean by corruption.
Yeah, there's a movie coming out about that with Tyrese in it.
Oh yeah, it's called
Black and Blue.
Yeah, Black and Blue.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So these police departments are run like gangs. It's a lot that goes on in these police. You got to be initiated into their gang. So they may run you. You seen Training Day? That's not no isolated situation. That's a situation.
Yeah.
Philly Bill, appreciate you. Got my merch. Good looking on the free shipping.
Feel me?
All right.
Y'all heard him.
Y'all heard him. Y'all better. Hey.
If you have an Instagram, take a picture and tag us.
Yeah. Start tagging us.
So we can shout you guys out on the gram.
Shout you guys out on the gram.
UrbanX_NYC.
UrbanX_NYC.
That's on Twitter and Instagram.
That's on Twitter and Instagram. Yep. So that's how that's going. So we want to see how this plays out. But 11 officers in New York City, that's something for a cause for alarm. And you're not hearing a lot about it on the news. You're not really hearing a lot about
Because when I heard
this.
about the 10th one, I was like, yeah, that's because I felt like I've been hearing. I was like, yeah, that's a lot.
And then the very next day, another one happened.
Another very next day. Yeah, I thought I was reading the same article.
Right.
I thought I was reading the same article. So
Right.
that's crazy.
So we're gonna see how that plays out.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
What'd you think about T.I. interviewing Alex Jones?
I saw that. T.I.'s another one who's diet woke.
Facts. First of all,
and you know the way I'm thinking about. He talk real slow, like he's saying some deep shit.
No, people have gassed him to think he's intelligent.
Yeah.
He uses words that, you know, the average person, like he named his podcast Expeditiously
with the T.I., you know, yeah.
I
Him
know what that word meant from Lean On Me, from Morgan Freeman. Yeah,
Facts.
Dr. Joe Clark.
Dr. Joe Clark and Lean On Me.
Feel me?
The fact that he's interviewing Alex Jones was interesting. They talked about Trump for a little bit. He talked about the Impossible Burger.
Yeah.
On one of the segments.
Yeah. So again, South Park is on it. They talked about that last night.
I want to give my final verdict on the Impossible Burger.
Do it.
Don't eat the Impossible Burger. Don't do it. Now, you know me, I had a couple. I had the White Castle Impossible Burger.
This is hitting.
They was hitting going down.
Yeah.
I had the Whopper, the Impossible Whopper.
And you said it wasn't.
It hit my stomach.
You said it didn't slap right.
It ain't slap right.
Yeah.
I said something ain't right.
Yeah.
So you know me, I'll be out experimenting with things, and you know I'm on the front cover in the front line. Let you better off eating a Whopper itself, in my humble opinion. But again, they're trying to introduce into your system and into your subconscious mind artificial shit. Soon, everything you eat will be artificial, but they will call it chicken because it will be what chicken would taste like if it was chicken. It's a reference point to chicken or beef or this and that. It's the only way you can survive on Mars where they're going.
What?
How they gonna survive? Ain't no cows up there. Fucking cows. Ain't no horses and beef and chicken and pigs.
So they're just going up to Mars.
Oh yeah, these white folks is out of here. Y'all fucking around. These white folk ain't playing. They're gonna be out of here and they gonna have their artificial burgers and artificial food and artificial reality on you niggas. Yeah, they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
We in the hood. That's the police. That is the police.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Somebody said vegan is life only if you like really.
No, vegan is life.
Yeah, don't try to substitute it.
Right, you got to go all in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't eat the tofoki and the tofurkey and the faking bacon and all that shit because it is life, but everybody is not there. For those who are not there, who are trying to get there, I thought maybe the Impossible Burger becomes a segue because I've eaten all the faking bacon. I've done all that shit. Slabs like a actual turkey one time for Thanksgiving. It was tofurkey and shit. I've done it all. You know what I mean? So you got to go all in and just be on some trees and grass and shit.
Oh, thank you for the people who are sending in donations via Cashapp.
Oh, okay.
Tell me your Cashapp.
Oh, my Cashapp is the black dot. Yeah, the black dot. $, the black dot.
If you want to keep adding to the
chair. You want to keep
fund.
adding to the chair because I might get a chair and a footrest. Y'all motherfuckers sending up money. I'm gonna splurge and get the footrest. So I understand the vegan situation. Like everybody ain't Muslim. Everybody ain't Moor. Everybody ain't Christian. Our people are diverse and our people are on their way to making it to certain levels. And I thought the Impossible Burger because mentally you still getting a burger in a lot of our neighborhoods. There are a lot of fast food places, and that's the only access to food. And you now have a choice.
But now, as soon as I started seeing the Impossible Burger and hook up with these really unhealthy restaurants like Burger King, Dunkin' Donuts, and then
That's when you know it's a money grab. That's when you know it ain't about your health, and it's about your dollar.
And then real vegans, they don't they're not gonna eat something that was cooked on the same stove.
They not gonna, hell no.
That as something like
that's why I couldn't eat at the bodegas. I'm like, yo, fam, that you just cooked a bacon and eggs on that. I'm not getting the damn egg sandwich or whatever. Nah, I couldn't do it. So though, you become very particular about that kind of stuff, so you're not gonna do that.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But they trying to capitalize on where they think the future is going and preparing you for artificial shit. So when they start sending them 5G signals, side note, I'm hearing Japan has turned down the opportunity and option to use 5G technology because it's harming their people. This is what I'm hearing. Now, Japan is at the forefront of technology. And if they're pulling back on the 5G, because a lot of the mental health issues we're seeing and increased in black people having mental health issues probably has a lot to do with all these goddamn Wi-Fi signals.
I never made that connection.
Going on around us that we're not accustomed to having. So all of this stuff is connected when we speak about this war that's going on against us. And if you can survive this, that's why we are built the way we are. But future generations, after eating fake burgers and all that shit,
never made that connection.
Gotta make these connections. Gotta make these connections. Facts.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
What's good with your boy Radio?
Radio Raheem?
No, Cuba Gooding Jr.
Oh, yeah. He bugging.
Yeah,
he bugging. Your man Radio done went full retard. That motherfucker bugging.
Yeah, he's wild.
About 14 girls done came out now and said he's smooching on them. And he told one chick he want her to sit on his face.
And pee in his mouth.
And pee in his mouth.
Yeah.
Ouch. Ugh. Really?
He's going for it. Yeah, like
that nigga going for it all. That's when you throw all your chips on the table. Now, we know this happens in Dubai all the time with a lot of these fake Instagram models making these trips to Dubai.
Yeah.
We know some strange things that happen and some strange things. Do something strange for some change. But for you to just tell a chick that, like, geesh, at least wait until the action pop off. And then, would you mind peeing down my throat?
Yeah, it's gross.
Like, what? Yeah, I mean,
That's gross.
I'm here, you're here. I'm naked, you're naked, Yeah, so that's a little weird. He's starting to look like a weirdo.
Yeah, he's starting
to look like he's either trying to detox off of alcohol or something.
He looks way more like deranged now for some reason.
He looks more and more deranged than ever before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they gonna Cosby.
I'm not gonna lie, and I believe it. Like the pictures I'm seeing, I'm like, oh, he did that.
Yeah, they gonna Cosby.
I saw one with the KFC bucket on his head.
They gonna Cosby him. Speaking of Cosby, I have a Ghetto Cosby story today, and this one includes Bill Cosby. You're not gonna believe this shit.
I'm not gonna. I already don't believe it.
You're not gonna believe this shit.
I already don't believe it.
This is a true
Go ahead.
story.
Go ahead. I already don't believe it.
I was supposed to be Theo.
No.
Okay? I had a possibility of being Theo.
Say that.
On the Cosby Show. Now, I'm going to tell you this story. This is a true Cosby story. I don't make these stories up. I know y'all think I do. I do not. I'm going to take you back to junior high school. That's where it all started, right? In my junior high school, I went to 82, PS 82. Anybody from 82, around the hood watching the show can vouch. Now, during those times, high schools would come to our school to try to recruit us. Some would be technological high schools, nursing schools. Keef from the Funky 4+1, one of the most iconic hip-hop groups. They was the first group on American Bandstand, right? They had Shy Rock as the first female MC, or one of the first, and 4 MCs. He lived in my neighborhood. He came to my school. He went to Gompers High School in the South Bronx. And he came rhyming about Gompers. Now, as you know, hip-hop during that time, this was 1981, right? Hip-hop was big. He came through. I said, you know what? I'm going to Gompers. All right, so I'm setting out the pretense. I get to Gompers. I meet a lady named Miss Gore. She was the one in charge of recruiting. So when he graduated, I became the MC at Gompers. Okay? My job was to MC. Samuel Gompers had a lot of trades you can explore. Yes, we have great teachers and a whole lot more. I broke down that. I wasn't going to use his rhyme. I'm my own MC.
Right.
Your Uncle Chill was doing the electric boogie, and my man Zinc was doing the beatbox.
Okay.
All right? For anybody out there in Gompers, you know what I'm talking about. So we would go around to these schools and recruit a whole bunch of people. A lot of people went to Gompers because of my rhymes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get off the story.
Okay, now, this is where shit got real.
Okay.
One day, Miss Gore, she runs into a brother named Chris. I can't remember his last name. He played on the 1985 championship Gompers team, but not Chris Brooks. Not anti-gravity Chris Brooks, who became a mega star. It was another Chris.
Okay.
She told Chris, go find Dwayne. Now, had she just said, go find Dwayne and didn't tell him why, right? That would have been cool. But she said, go find Dwayne because I want him to do a Photoshop with Bill Cosby. Now, you know what this nigga did, right? You know what this nigga did. He went around the corner, act like he looked for me. He came back and said, I can't find Dwayne, but I'll do it. And then a month later, you can do the history, a train pulls into the subway, the 4 train, and it's a photo of this nigga with Bill Cosby. It was a back to school, what does Bill Cosby say to kids who stay in school? And he pointed to his shirt, that should have been me. The point I'm trying to make is, had I met Bill, you know me, nigga, I would have been chopping it up with Bill. I would have gave him, you know, some of my urban spiel. They was right around the time they was starting the Cosby Show. He might have looked at this inner city kid and said, this kid has got talent. This kid is funny. This kid is bright. This kid is amazing. You know what I'm going to do because I'm Bill Cosby? I'm going to take him out of the hood and make him Theo. Or at least Cockroach. One of them. That is a true Ghetto Cosby story featuring Bill Cosby.
Can you stop with the clapping now?
Okay, but that's a true Ghetto.
Okay, so the show wasn't even around then.
The show started in 84. I went to Gompers in 1982, and so from 82 and 83 into 84, I was the main recruiter bringing in new students.
So you were a possibility for a photo shoot that could have possibly maybe.
I know me. I would have did my Bill Cosby impression back then. Oh, yeah, you know what I mean? I would have did the Jello thing. Who knows? I would have been who I am. And Bill would have said, you know what? I like this kid. Let's get this kid. Because Bill used to do shit like that. Okay. He opened a lot of doors.
Okay.
You know? And fucking Chris Wilmore, whatever the fuck his last name is. You know, we was cool, but I found all that out later because I ran into Miss Gore. And she said, oh, Dwayne, I was looking for you. I sent Chris to go find you because I had a photo shoot with Bill Cosby for you. And I said, he didn't come looking for me. I usually stayed in the lunchroom because I didn't go to class.
Can you stop? Your people are annoyed at the clapping.
I smoked weed and hung out in the lunchroom and battled MCs.
Jeez.
So he could have found me.
Listen, I don't even know if I believe that story.
That's a true story.
I don't even know if I believe it.
That is an absolute true story.
Let's get out of here, man. You have any first of all, you have any announcements?
Well, before I get to that,
you are tuned into the sound of Urban X.
Let's take some questions in the chat.
Oh, okay. Let's take some questions.
You know, let's get interactive with the people in the chat there.
Jeez.
And we still got to cover Kanye.
Oh, let's talk about that.
Yeah, Kanye West. New album is coming out next Friday. Okay, no more with the clapping. Maybe the bomb? All right, so he's coming out.
I don't believe he's coming out, but yeah. Whatever.
And so, but he made some statements recently to his wife that he needed to tone that shit down. What do you think about that?
I think it was on an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Mm-hmm. And I guess she was getting ready for the Met Gala. and she's talking about the dress. She has anxiety, and he said, you know, I feel like you dress too sexy. You're my wife, and it makes me uncomfortable. And she said that, you know, you've built me up to be this woman, to embrace, you know, my sexiness. You posted pictures of me and things like that, and I'm not on the same journey as you are. So basically, that's a you problem.
Oh, ooh, that's what she said?
Basically, in a nutshell. And then he stormed off like a 4-year-old. You seen him?
Nah, I didn't see it.
Yeah, he's just like, whatever.
Okay, well, here's the thing with that. Now there's going to be separation between Kanye and Kim because of the journey. Remember, as long as you're on the same journey, you have the same issues, you're synced in, and renewing yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. That is your right to want to renew yourself. But in renewing yourself, you got to understand, brothers and sisters, you're going to lose some things along the way.
Well, it was just, I think it's a little selfish, right?
Okay.
Because, like you said, he's built her up. Like, he used to...
But this was before he was a Christian.
Whatever.
Understand, he is now
Whatever.
a newfound Christian. Come on, do when you were born again Christian, how do born again Christians act?
Yeah, I know.
How do they act? Yeah. They act like they just discovered America.
Yeah.
Like and they expect you to conform, and they just been Christians for 2 weeks. It happens. So they can weather that storm.
Thank you for the donation.
Appreciate that. Yeah. Appreciate that. They can weather that storm. You know what I mean? But it's no different than if you and your wife were both crackheads, and now you're cleaning yourself up, and your wife is not ready to clean herself up. It's gonna create separation, and that's why a lot of people stay in the shit they're in, because out of fear of losing a loved one.
Okay.
But anytime you upgrade, or what is perceived as an upgrade, you have to lose something. That's what a sacrifice is. So maybe his newfound Christianity, just saying, he has seen some things that say, Mom, you know, I'm coming into the light now, and this may be a bit much. Now, her whole persona is built on that.
Yeah, she has a whole book that was in Barnes & Noble's naked pictures.
Her whole persona is built on her body. This is what got her name. This is why you fell in love with me. So do not be surprised in 2020 if they're no longer together. If he's serious about his journey,
okay,
you know what I'm saying, into a new development. And I only say that because fear keeps a lot of us in relationships and shit that we don't want to be in, because we're afraid of that unknown that goes beyond that. Because once my thinking changes, everything in my universe changes. Now, that doesn't mean you need to conform to the exact same things that I'm doing, but we have to match to a certain degree, because if it's complete opposite, that's going to lead to some shit. Questions?
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Somebody said we didn't read their super chat.
We didn't read your super chat. Okay.
I'm scrolling.
Is that the one that just came through? No. I want to read your super chat, whoever you are.
Or you can react your question.
Yeah, but you can ask questions. Sex tape, bro. Let's not forget. Absolutely. The whole foundation is built on a sex tape. How do I feel about Dane Holloway's research about black Americans being indigenous to the North? I'm not surprised. The Moors have been saying a lot of that for years. You know what I mean? That we are, you know, when you think about a landmass, you know, because we're older than we would like to give ourselves credit for. So no, I would not be surprised. JFK, Kanye, and Kim, he better keep his head screwed on. It's cheaper to keep her. Oh, at his tax bracket, it is definitely cheaper to keep her.
She has more money than him.
She has more money, but he's still gonna have to pay for those kids. North, West, East, South.
True.
How many kids he has?
Somebody asked, how did you meet Brother Oba?
I met Brother Oba through Brother Rich, and me, Brother Rich, and Shabazz formed I Open the Productions.
Not Black Magic.
No, not Black Magic 365. But he showed up.
Yes,
he showed up. So it's me, Brother Rich, and Brother Shabazz. In 2002, we formed I Open the Productions and started bringing in Phil Valentine, all of the classics, Francis Quest Wilson, Bobby Hemmett, you name it. We started flying these lecturers in, and that's where me and Chris met. And as a result of me and Chris' relationship, even after Eye Opener dissipated and things of that nature, we stayed in touch. And Chris has always been on a spiritual path. Right. And every time he reaches a new plateau, he's like, yo, Doc, let me show you, let me share with you. And then he introduced me to Brother Oba.
I was about to say, I used to see Brother, like, before realizing who Brother Rich Black Magic, who he was, I used to always see him at the lectures. And then once I realized who he was, I was like, oh, okay.
Yes, Brother Rich, I See the Duke of Tears, Panic, Red Pill, Blue Pill, Adika Butler. The list goes on of a lot of us who sat in the same classrooms. King Simon. The list goes on. We all sat in the same classrooms. And then once, you know, we got our download and our missions were clear. They're not all the same missions. A.A. Rashid, they wasn't all the same missions. Everybody spread out and began to pursue what their mission was, because that's what knowledge is. The conscious community is not a permanent place. I tell you that all the time. It's a place to deprogram when you're coming from traditional religions and you need to come somewhere. And this is before the internet. So the internet, Brother Sarnetta's in that mix. Before the internet, you had to come to these events and be in these classrooms for 8, 10, 12 hours at a time and get your downloads.
So would you say that the internet diluted some of that message?
Absolutely, because people were introduced to this information who weren't ready. See, if you weren't, somebody had to co-sign for you to come to the lecture. So we knew everybody at the lecture for the most part. Right. You didn't just bring 50 of your friends in and say, come listen to this, and you knew they weren't ready to digest. So the internet opened up trolls. It opened up people who weren't ready for this information and gave them a voice to make you seem crazy. And then the whole debates, and it became a whole nother issue with the internet per se. But prior to that, you had to learn these information. Then you had to take the cassette, the VHS tape home and study amongst your friends. So everybody in your study group had an understanding and idea of what it is that we were going through on the questions you had that you may bring to the next lecture. But everybody, the checks and balances of your group was right there. And we lost all of that with the internet. But the internet screwed up a lot of things. It screwed up hip hop. It screwed up politics. It's a gift and a curse. So a lot got lost, not just the so-called conscious community, but I'm from the era before that. And to tie all that into Oba, I met Oba through Brother Rich.
Somebody asked, can we get another King Simon interview? That'd be dope.
Yes, I talked to King Simon recently and told him we're going to bring him up and, so he can give us a forecast for 2020. We're going to bring Kamani up here and we're going to do some health seminar stuff. Of course, when Choke No Joke comes to this side, to the east, he already touched me up, you know what I'm saying? We'll get that popping as well.
That's dope.
Right? Any more questions before I get to some community news?
She said, somebody said, I remember when Phil Valentine gave 12-hour lectures. Yo, I remember I was like 8. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. And my pops, he told me, he got me some toy that I wanted to go home and play right away. He goes, yo, you can have the toy. I'll get it for you today, but you got to sit in on this lecture with me. So I'm like, bet, it's nothing. We go to a Phil Valentine lecture, and he was just like in his bag this day. Like it was like 3 hours in, and he kept saying, yeah, we're going to talk about that later. I'm like, later? And I'm in the seat squirming because I want to get home and play with this toy. I'm like, yo. And then he calls me up to read from the Bible.
He definitely calls you up. Yeah.
Yo.
Absolutely.
So lecture was like 8 hours. Yeah.
But understand this. What the 10 hours was doing, it was helping us deprogram. And it was helping us to still ourselves and download information. This generation, everything has got to be microwave. 10 minutes. This generation only got 10 minutes. Shit, a minute on Instagram before I can give you a commercial, it's got to be a minute. So everything is moving extra fast because of the time we in, and that has hurt your ability to process information.
Well, there's a book called, I always reference this book a lot, called Deep Work. Mm-hmm. And he's saying like the fact that like your attention span is like a muscle. Mm-hmm. Right? So if you don't use your muscle, you obviously get weaker. So that's why a lot of people's attention span is really only 30 seconds.
Yes. Yeah.
Like if that, and then you still clamoring for your phone. And
we talked about meditation the other day.
Oh yeah, me and you, Marcus.
Yeah, you sitting there and 3 seconds in, telephone. jelly donut, belly button,
Shoelace.
You know what I mean? So your mind, you know what I mean? And Bobby Hemmett was the same way.
Yeah,
he would do hard copy, right? He'd do hard copy for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then he go, we ain't even start the lecture yet. Y'all all right? And then he would call on the ancestors. That would be 20 minutes. And we 3 hours in.
Yeah.
And then he would start the lecture. And that's another 4 or 5 hours. So, yeah, I learned to still myself during those ages. And it was very beneficial to process all that needed to be processed. Repetition is the father of learning. Absolutely.
Yo, and at some point, because there's a lot of books and there's a lot of techniques to learn something. At some point, you just got to memorize. Like, you really just have to stay.
Yeah. What do I think about New York City closing Rikers Island? Absolutely. Rikers, the name Rikers, it wasn't he a slave owner?
Oh yeah.
You know, so something to that effect. So of course it needs to be closed. A lot of these prisons need to be closed. You can't just be bagging black people and caging us and expecting us to be reformed. On side note, on the last episode of Wu-Tang, because this has been me and my wife's relationship has been bonding over Wu-Tang on Wednesdays, and we do the King of Harlem
with the Bumpy Johnson
on Sunday. So me and wifey, the magic is back. Magic's back. Yeah, shit. But they just released some dude, Attila, and this nigga's out of control. He's not reformed. You know, you haven't been watching, but he's not reformed for those who have been watching. And he's a snapshot of a lot of these brothers and sisters who spend time in the joint.
So I saw a video floating around. No, first of all, it's this pastor that's trending on Twitter. I think Pastor Harris, whatever.
Okay.
And it's a video of him going to work. Last Supper is an understatement on what he's doing to one of his church goers, and it's not his wife. Like, he was really working on his bed. Like,
wow.
Yeah, I was like, damn. So it's a big thing right now.
Like he what do you mean going in on her? Like he bagged her?
No,
in the name of God?
No,
he's doing Jesus' work, son.
He was having his last supper.
Oh.
He was having his last supper. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's Jesus' work right there. Yeah.
Like, jeez.
Yeah, that's the shit they tell him. All right, so it's time to get to some community news.
Gotcha.
I do this from time to time. You know, we show support for other platforms and our brothers and sisters.
Even though I'm not sure how much that energy is reciprocated.
That's beside the point. See, when you give, you don't worry about receiving. You already know that.
True that.
We do what we do because we feel that this is important.
True that.
How other people see us and share our information and plug us in, that's on you.
You're right.
You know
You're
what I'm
right.
saying? So,
My
yeah.
bad. My bludgeon.
Like when the camera's off, if you want to say fuck them, then you can say fuck them. Nah, here we go. So, this Saturday, Phil Valentine, speaking of Phil Valentine, he will be here at the National Action Network in New York City with Al Sharpton.
Whoa.
That's some big shit. Right?
Somebody said the pastor spoken tongues.
Pastor spoken tongues. Absolutely. Yep, definitely spoken tongues. So, Phil Valentine is a vaccine conference.
Yeah.
It will be Phil Valentine. It will be Curtis Cost. It will be what's this white guy? His name Gary Null will be there. So it'll be a slew of individuals at the National Action Network. So I can't see how big the flyer is from here, but the information is on the screen at what time the events start. So get there because
it's free.
It's a free event, so it's going to be first come, first serve. And you know, National Action Network is not a very huge spot, but I'm pretty sure they'll give our brother Phil an opportunity to give his breakdowns.
Go to work.
Of what's going on with the latest in vaccines. We can't even say vaccines on this channel.
Oh, for real? Oh, yeah, that's one of the words.
Yeah, that's one of the words. So this episode will not be monetized. That's why we need your money, and we appreciate it, right?
Yes.
So we want to plug that in. And then also on the 19th, an event by the Paradigm Shifters For those out there who follow the Paradigm Shifters, small group of our brothers and sisters who travel the country, Red Pill, Blue Pill, Ben X, RZA Islam, 19 Keys.
Is RZA Islam out?
He is out.
Oh, okay.
He is out. RZA Islam is out. So it's a bunch of them. They will be, I believe, in Newark, New Jersey. Don't quote me on that.
Somebody said, I was saying in the comments, wasn't it canceled? I'm not sure what they're talking about, though.
Wasn't it canceled? No, they rescheduled. This is the updated event. It was canceled, and now this is the updated event. So, yeah, the Shifters return October 19th. I see Red Pill, Blue Pill. I see RZA, 19 Keys, Ben X, and a few other brothers. Pop Darby, and it's another brother. And so they're going to be somewhere. I'm doing my best here, guys. I'm doing my best. I believe it's in Jersey or it's Maryland or somewhere. So, but the flyer's up for the people in the chat can kind of see that. So that's also on the 19th.
And RZA Islam probably going to have a lot to talk about.
RZA Islam probably going to have a lot to talk about of what's going on. I heard somebody in the chat said he recently mentioned that they were chipping people.
Like, I don't know what's going on. I honestly don't know too much about the case. I just know he was locked up.
Yeah, it has something to do with when he was involved with Scientology. And they're saying that he misused the funds or stole or took advantage of the people, and he was held in contempt in regards to that. I don't know all the details. I've never met RZA Islam.
Gotcha.
I wasn't caping for him last week. I just said we don't need our brothers and sisters who are out here trying to reach people to be in jail. But that was my humble opinion. And brother Black Magic 363, Brother Rich, has the 2020 Ascension Conference.
Brother Rich shows love.
November 3rd.
Shout out to Brother Rich.
That's going to be at the St. Francis.
Much love to Brother Rich.
Yeah, much love to Brother Rich. That's at the St. Francis College.
In Brooklyn.
It's a very nice, well air-conditioned location. You can get there early as $50, which is a drop in the bucket when you see who's going to be there. Billy Carson, Red Pill, Blue Pill. There's going to be a performance by Cambada and Gano Grills, who played in some of the movies. Actor, he too, who's a spiritualist, will be in the building. So, you can contact Brother Rich.
November 3rd.
Black Magic 363.
Do we have anything to do with November 3rd?
No, I don't like a lot of people. I don't know if I'll make that.
Okay.
And I might, just to show support, you know what I mean, stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a hella event, a segueing into 2020.
Okay.
Right, and then after that, King Simon is giving his event.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, this is why we spend time, breaking this stuff down.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
For the community, so that the community stays informed. And King Simon's event, I believe, is the 25th, 26th anniversary of him doing this work in the community. I'm pretty sure, I remember him talking to him. He said he had a new book coming. And Brother Kamani will be there. Kamani deals with health. Kamani deals with movies. It's going to be quite a few people that I see on this flyer. Excuse me. And it's going to be a mathematical thinking, health, wealth, love, spirituality, and mathematical thinking into the future. And that's going to be on the 10th at the same college, St. Francis College. So St. Francis College is the hot spot.
Yeah.
That's what's popping with that. So we want to shout out King Simon, the Shifters, Phil Valentine, everybody who got something going on with that. And last but not least, I want to talk about my man Cool Kim, aka NY Oil. All right, let's get that popping. He has a new single out.
Okay.
Now this new single is called The Get Down. And if you love real, authentic, boom bap hip hop, because things are cyclic. And if this is an indication of what 2020 is going to hold, bruh, when I tell you this right here is going to be fire. Now his new album is called Demo Music, and rumor on the street is I'm on that album. Hey, that's just the rumors. I can't confirm because I sent something in and it might not make it, might make it. That's just the way it goes. But rumor has it Black Dot put his piece on there, and that could be real classic. One thing about NY Oil, or Kool Kim as he's called now, is he was a part of a group, the UMCs, and they were the first group to come out of Staten Island. A lot of people don't know that. This was before Wu-Tang. All right? And they were very creative, wanted to grow on Blue Cheese, did all of that. Then he became NY Oil, and he released that song, that underground joint that to me activated or reactivated the conscious community, and it was called They Should All Get Lynched. He became the hip-hop interpretation of my intellectualism, if there is such a thing, right? He called out Griff. Griff came into action. We all met down at Howard University. I remember Precise Science, NY Oil, Professor Griff, Black Dot. We all converged, and from there, we added the hip-hop essence to this part of the consciousness, and it led to some amazing, amazing stuff. But now he's returning to his essence. Right? He's got back to the name Kool Kim. And you see how cool is spelled.
Yeah.
So you know he an ancient. That shit is archaic. That's how I used to spell Kool D. That was my first hip hop name. So I wanted to end the show. And I want you to go out and support this brother because he has a family business like we do. He prints his own shirts. His daughter, Nay, is involved. Shout out, Nay. Wifey is involved. Everybody is involved. So go, we want to put this song, it's on all the streaming services. We want to put it out there. We want to galvanize the support so that when November 1st, his album drops, it'll have that necessary heat to it. So, with that said, I'm going to end the show with this heat rock.
The seed sower and the one, the grower, the constricted bower, the gifted.
Hold on, there we go.
Okay, all praises due. Kool Kim amazed, not plays with the truth. Yeah, look here, I'm raw than the raw. I'm 4 + 4, laid on the side for sure. That's infinite. I'm different, I captured your interest. You're after the rapture, just trapped in these synthesis. Low key, I'm greatly feared by my peers. They avoid me like the plague. I've been too sick for years. You're in mortal danger. Beware the dark stranger, the masked assassin, the true and living Lone Ranger. Do or die. See, I too fly. I write my name in graffiti on them clouds in the sky. Top 5, if they alive, they won't survive. On track, raw facts, death survive. Quiet is kept, cars kept close to the vest. Gun strap crossing the chest, it's no jest. Extended clip in case I get pressed. Snow did out. Burn your whole town to the ground before I get out. I burn your whole sound, bust it down when I spit out. This shit out, a luck. Why? Basically fuck, the pressure's crushed. Y'all ain't diamonds, y'all get turned to dust. I'm tougher than leather. I never run, I'm with whatever. Grim Reaper, swing a mic, watch your head sever. Chill, I'm a chill pill, no Oxycontin. Kill, hide your body till your corpse is rotting. In other words, you got a bipolar mic holder. Straight stunner, yeah, but I'm stone colder. A weed head versus the lawnmower. The seed sower and the one, the grower. The constricted bower, the gifted, the all knower. The difference, the flow of the inference, it's all over. Black clover, my grimoire's a mind blower. Hold up, yeah. Death on the rival, there'll be no revival. Calling me rival, son, it's suicidal. I ain't liable, son, your chances are slim. It's Kool Kim, no survival if you're up against him. I'm black on black, I'm crime stats, I'm actual facts. I'm a bomb strapped to the back, well-timed attack. Look, I'm well orchestrated and I'm well coordinated. And plus my circumstances seemingly situated. Yeah, they are. Word up. in too deep. Stay woke, can't sleep. Shearing your sheep, little Bo Peep. Yeah. So I creep, freak of the week. I don't come cheap. I reach the mountaintop and I leap. I'm Sean Price, nice. I'm De Niro in heist. I'm a hero with the device. Once my aim is precise, you're getting me pissed. Son, I'm getting sick with your lice. Wanna rumble, we can tumble. I flip the night. I'm telling you this. Clench fist, you risk your life. I'm Wilson Fisk, little daredevil. It's on sight. Get the gist. This blind man's bluff is not tough. Cause talking big was never enough. Cause this to get down. Yeah.